History is filled with stories of chosen ones, figures who rise above the ordinary, shaping the course of events and leaving their mark on time. But what if I told you that the idea of the chosen one isn't merely a myth or a legend? What if it is real, but far more profound and hidden than most people realize? You see, chosen ones aren't born. They're forged through trials that most individuals fail to notice. These are not tests of physical strength or skills that can be easily measured or seen. No, they are spiritual, mental, and emotional trials, the kind that push you to the very edge of your limits. Only a rare few endure them, and an even rarer few emerge transformed. Let's dive in because, whether you realize it or not, history might just be testing you. Not everyone faces the same test. There are levels to this journey. The deeper you go, the more intense and transformative the challenges become. Chosen ones are those willing to confront the hardest trials, not because they seek them out, but because they feel an inner calling that leaves them no other choice. It's an unshakable pull, a voice within that tells them, you must go through this. This path is neither optional nor glamorous. The trials will push you to your limits, forcing you to question everything, even your own identity. Yet, for those who endure, the reward is transformation. The journey of a chosen one begins with the first test, confronting the truth of who you truly are. Most of us spend a lifetime building an image of ourselves, a mask we present to the world. We define ourselves by external things, our jobs, our relationships, and our material possessions. But the first test strips all of that away, compelling you to confront your raw, unmasked self. This moment is terrifying for many because it's like staring into an abyss. Who are you when you're not defined by the external world? Who are you when everything you thought you were is stripped away? This initial trial causes most people to retreat, clinging to the comfort of their illusions. They turn back, unwilling to face the discomfort of self-examination. But the chosen ones, those destined for something greater, do not turn away. They stand firm, staring into the mirror, peering into the abyss, and asking themselves the hardest question: who am I, really? Have you ever asked yourself that? Not as a fleeting thought, but as a deep, burning question that refuses to let go until you find the answer? The second test, perhaps even more challenging than the first, is the test of isolation. In today's world, we are surrounded by constant noise: social media, work, friends, and family. Yet to pass this test, you must embrace solitude. This isn't just about being physically alone, it's about being mentally and emotionally alone. You must sit with yourself in silence and confront your own thoughts, fears, and desires. In that silence, something remarkable happens. You begin to hear a voice that has always been there, but has been drowned out by the noise of the world. This voice is your inner self, your true essence, calling out to you. Can you hear it? Most people fear silence because they are afraid of what they might discover within themselves. But the chosen ones welcome it, knowing that truth resides in stillness. The most challenging tests are not those that push your body to its limits, but the ones that challenge your soul. The third test, and perhaps the most difficult for many, is the test of letting go. As humans, we hold on to so much: grudges, expectations, disappointments, and the weight of past failures. These burdens accumulate over time, shaping our identities and limiting our growth. But to truly transform, you must release these attachments. Letting go is not an act of weakness, it's an act of profound courage. It requires faith that by releasing what no longer serves you, you create space for what is meant to come. The journey of a chosen one is not easy. Each test, self-confrontation, isolation, and letting go, requires immense strength and resilience. Yet it is through these trials that the chosen ones rise. They emerge transformed, prepared to fulfill their unique purpose in shaping the world. Are you ready to face these tests? Are you ready to become the chosen one you were destined to be? If you feel this calling deep within, remember, it's not a path for everyone, but for those who dare to walk it, the rewards are beyond measure. Subscribe to this channel to receive more profound spiritual lessons and guidance on your journey. The past weighs heavily on our shoulders, dragging us down with its burdens. To pass this test, however, you must be willing to let go of everything: your attachment to outcomes, to people, and to things. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means trusting that whatever is meant for you will come to you, and that which is not meant for you will fall away. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is an act of immense strength. But here's the thing. Letting go doesn't happen all at once. It is a process that requires constant effort. You must repeatedly remind yourself to release, to trust, and to let things flow naturally. Just when you think you've mastered it, life throws something at you that makes you want to cling again. In those moments, you must ask yourself, am I willing to let go even of this? How much am I willing to release in order to truly be free? If you've made it through the first 3 tests, you've already begun to transform. But the journey doesn't get easier from here. In fact, it only grows more challenging. The 4th test is one that has broken even the strongest of souls. It is known as the dark night of the soul. This is the test where everything you thought you knew, everything you believed in, is turned upside down. It's as if the universe itself is asking, how much darkness can you endure before you lose your light? During the dark night of the soul, you are plunged into a period of intense inner turmoil. It feels as though the entire world is crumbling around you. Relationships fall apart, career paths vanish, your sense of purpose disintegrates, and you are left with nothing but questions. Why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? And most importantly, will I ever make it out of this darkness? But here's the secret. The dark night of the soul is not a punishment, it's a purification. It is a necessary phase in your spiritual evolution. The darkness is not there to destroy you, it is there to strip away everything that is not truly you. It is in your darkest moments that you can discover your deepest light, but only if you can endure. Most people, when faced with this test, fall into despair. They give up, losing themselves in the darkness. But the chosen ones are different. They don't lose hope. They don't give in to despair. Instead, they understand that the darkness is temporary, that it is just a phase. They keep moving forward, even when they cannot see the path ahead. They trust that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if they can't see it yet. Let me ask you this. How do you react when everything falls apart? Do you panic? Do you cling desperately to the crumbling pieces of your life, trying to hold them together? Or do you let them fall, trusting that whatever is meant to stay will stay, and whatever is meant to go will go? The 5th test is the test of faith. Not faith in the religious sense, but faith in yourself, in the universe, and in life itself. When you are in the dark night of the soul, you must have faith that the darkness is not permanent. You must trust that there is a greater plan at work, even if you cannot see it. This test is perhaps the hardest of all because it requires you to believe in something you cannot see, something you cannot prove. It demands that you trust in the unseen, that you believe everything is happening for a reason, even if that reason is not yet clear to you. Faith is not blind. It is not about ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is okay. Faith is about embracing the pain, feeling it fully, and still choosing to believe that there is purpose within it. Faith means trusting that the universe is not working against you, but for you, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. During the dark night of the soul, your faith will be tested repeatedly. You will be tempted to lose hope, to give up, to believe that the darkness is all there is. But the chosen ones endure. They hold on to their inner light, knowing that even in the darkest night, the dawn will eventually come. Faith is what keeps you moving forward, even when it feels like there is nothing left to hold on to. The chosen ones continue to press on, even when every step feels like it's taking them deeper into the darkness. So let me ask you, how strong is your faith? Can you hold on to it when everything around you is falling apart? Can you trust in the unseen and the unknown, even when the path ahead is shrouded in darkness? At some point, after you've spent long enough in the dark, wrestling with questions, doubts, and fears, you arrive at a precipice. This is where the 6th test begins, the test of surrender. If you've made it this far, you have already proven that you are strong, resilient, and capable of enduring tremendous pain and uncertainty. But this test isn't about strength. It's about relinquishing control. It's about surrendering to the flow of life and to forces far greater than your individual will. In many ways, this is the hardest test of all. You see, as humans, we love to feel in control. We plan, organize, strategize, and work tirelessly to shape our lives, futures, and relationships according to our desires and expectations. But life rarely follows our plans. More often than not, it takes us in directions we never anticipated. Sometimes painful, sometimes joyful, and always mysterious. The chosen ones understand that control is an illusion. They recognize that there is a greater intelligence at work, a force far more profound than the limited human mind can comprehend. They are willing to surrender to this force, to let go of their need to control every outcome. But make no mistake, surrender does not mean giving up. It does not mean you stop caring or striving. Surrender means you stop resisting. It means you stop fighting against the current of life and instead allow yourself to be carried by it. Imagine you're swimming in a river. If you try to swim upstream against the current, you'll exhaust yourself and get nowhere. But if you surrender to the flow of the river, it will carry you effortlessly to where you need to go. This is what surrendering to life feels like. In this test, you may be asked to let go of more than just your plans. You may be asked to release your identity, your ego, and the very idea of who you think you are. You may be asked to surrender your desires, your attachments, and even your dreams. This kind of surrender does not happen overnight. It is a process, one that requires trust. Trust in life, trust in yourself, and trust in the greater plan that is unfolding, even if you cannot yet see it. Consider this. How much of your life do you spend trying to control things? How often do you resist the way things are, wishing they were different? What would happen if you stopped resisting? What would happen if you let go of your need to control every outcome and simply trusted that whatever happens is exactly what is meant to happen? The test of surrender is not about weakness. It is about strength, the strength to let go. It is about courage, the courage to trust the unknown. Most people will never pass this test because surrender feels like losing. It feels like giving up. But the chosen ones know that surrender is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the moment when you finally step into the flow of life, when you stop struggling and start allowing life to guide you. Surrendering to life does not mean you give up your power. On the contrary, it means you align yourself with a power far greater than your own. It means you tap into the infinite intelligence of the universe. The intelligence that knows exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. But to access that power, you must first let go of the illusion that you are in control. So let me ask you again, can you surrender? Can you release your need to control every aspect of your life? Can you trust that life knows the way, even when you cannot see the path ahead? The test of surrender is not one you pass through force or resistance. It is a test of allowing life to carry you where you are meant to go. Trusting that the journey is unfolding exactly as it should. You trust that life knows what it's doing even when you don't. This is the test that separates the chosen ones from the rest. It's the test that asks you to release your grip on the steering wheel and allow life to take you where you need to go. And here's the paradox. When you surrender, when you let go of the need to control, you actually gain more control. But it's not the kind of control you might think. It's not about manipulating outcomes or forcing things to go your way. Instead, it's the control that comes from being in harmony with life, from aligning yourself with the flow of the universe. When you are in that state of surrender, everything unfolds effortlessly. You find yourself exactly where you need to be, precisely when you need to be there. But achieving this kind of surrender requires trust. It requires faith. It asks you to step into the unknown, to embrace the mystery of life without needing to know all the answers. Can you do that? Can you step into the unknown and trust that you will be guided, that you will be supported, even when the path ahead is unclear? This is the test of surrender, one of the final and most challenging trials that the chosen ones must endure. Only those who can truly let go, who can fully surrender to the flow of life, will pass this test. For those who do, life reveals far more than they ever imagined. If you've made it this far, if you've passed the test of surrender, you are already among the few who have endured the hardest trials. But one final test remains, and it is the most profound of all. It is the test of awakening. The test of awakening is the moment when you finally understand your purpose, when you see the ultimate truth that has been guiding you all along. This final test is not one of endurance, but of realization. It's not about what you can do, it's about what you can see. This is the moment when the veil is lifted and you see the world and yourself as they truly are. It is the moment when you awaken to your purpose and understand why you have faced all the tests, why you have endured the pain, the darkness, and the uncertainty. Chosen ones are not chosen because they are inherently special. They are chosen because they have chosen to awaken. They have chosen to see the truth, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it challenges everything they have believed. And the truth they awaken to is this: you are not separate from life. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are life itself, expressing through a unique form and journey. The final test is about realizing that all the struggles, all the tests, were designed to bring you closer to this truth. They were meant to strip away illusions, false identities, and ego-driven desires, so that you could see the deeper reality beneath it all. And that reality is this: you are here for a reason. You are here because life itself wanted to experience existence through you. Your purpose is not something you need to search for outside of yourself. It is something you are already living every moment of every day. The final test asks you to awaken to this truth, to recognize that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. When you awaken to this truth, everything changes. You no longer feel the need to control, because you understand that life is already unfolding perfectly. You no longer search for your purpose, because you realize that your purpose is simply to be, to experience, to express, and to live in alignment with what feels most true to you. But this awakening is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a new one. Once you have passed this final test, you are no longer bound by the limitations of the mind, the ego, or fear. You are free to live with purpose, meaning, and joy. Free to create, to love, and to explore without the weight of doubt or hesitation. The journey of the chosen ones, as described in the story, is not just a mythical narrative. It's a mirror reflecting the universal truths of personal growth, transformation, and the quest for purpose. At its core, this journey offers profound lessons for anyone willing to confront their own potential. Let's delve into these truths and uncover how you can embody them in your life. To begin, transformation starts with a courageous act: confronting your true self. Strip away the roles, titles, and expectations that often define you, and ask the hard questions. What truly drives me? Who am I beyond the noise of the world? Taking small steps like journaling or spending quiet moments alone can uncover your authentic self, though it may feel unsettling at first. Think of it as peeling back layers to find the brilliance within. Surrendering to the flow of life is another crucial step. Life's path is rarely a straight line, and resisting its twists only leads to frustration. Instead, trust in the bigger picture, even if you can't see it yet. Remind yourself that life's challenges are often the seeds of transformation, waiting to blossom in their time. Faith and trust are your allies on this journey. Not just faith in a higher power, but faith in yourself and life's unfolding plan. Gratitude, practiced daily, strengthens this trust. Reflect on the blessings you've received and the lessons hidden in past struggles. Gratitude not only shifts your perspective, but also solidifies your belief in life's inherent wisdom. Finally, purpose is not a treasure hidden at the end of the road. It's something you live daily. By aligning your actions with your passions and values, you bring your purpose to life. Embrace what makes you unique and share it boldly with the world. Living authentically is the most profound way to honor your journey. Of course, this path is not without its challenges. Resilience becomes your armor. Celebrate small victories, lean on supportive companions, and treat failures as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Each setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and strengthen your resolve. Ultimately, the path of the chosen ones is not reserved for the mythical few. It's a journey we are all called to undertake. The question is, are you ready to answer that call? The tests may be daunting, but the rewards, a life of authenticity, purpose, and profound transformation, are worth every step. And there it is, the ultimate gift of the chosen ones: awakening, transformation, and a purpose that transcends the ordinary. But before you go, let me ask you, do you feel the calling? Do you see the signs that you might be one of them? If this journey has sparked something within you, a question, a curiosity, or even a conviction, then don't let it end here. Subscribe to Historical Owl and join a community of seekers, thinkers, and believers who aren't afraid to explore the mysteries of faith, history, and divine purpose. The path of the chosen ones begins with a single step, and it starts right here, right now. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and let's uncover the mysteries together. Are you ready?